Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Eldrazi Tron on the play for game one. This is a turn 2 Tezzeret into what? Turn 2 Tezzeret. I guess we go turn 2 Tezzeret into... I guess we can't go turn 3 Sire unless we draw into... No, not even with that. So maybe I go with Karn. Maybe we go with Karn then. I'll keep pitch Sire. Done. Opponent mulligans down to 6. Alright, let's send it. Ugin's Lab. Imprint Ugin. Pass. Hold. Scouting Tarn. Passing. Draw. Chalice of the Void. Don't know what we're up against yet, so I'll just go with Tezzeret. Does Tezzeret resolve? Next turn we have Karn. That's right, at some point we're just basically Tron Super Friends minus Tezzeret. I'm thinking we go with Map, to be honest. Map might be right. We also could go for some sideboard hate. Or not some sideboard hate, but mainboard hate. Oh, do we want to grab? Those the question. We could... I think we just go Map. I think Map is the safe bet here. Because we're about to play our last land drop. We can always double up as well on Tez. Meticulous Archive. Could be Control. Pass. Hollow Storm Giant's looking like Control. Tune. Alright. Draw. Cost. Orange Chant. Rude as hell. Play a Swamp and pass and pass. So that's one term Orange Champ. Hopefully I don't see another one. Draw. They know about Map. There's mine. I will play Map. They counter Map. They're holding counter magic up. That much is clear to me. Play mine. Chalice X equals 1. Does Chalice resolve? This will stop Orange Chant, which is irrelevant. There's the counterspell. Yield all. In that case, I'll pass in full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can go Sire to 7. Yeah, we can crack Map and then play Sire next turn. They have missing land drops, which is good. Quantum Rid, Trigger Warp. Not much I can do about that. Scouting Tarn, and End Step. Crack the Map. I'll grab Temple. Draw. Fetch Scouting Tarn is another Orange Chant. Yes, it is. And so I want the Chalice down. There's Map. Okay, we'll pass. And pass. Paying cost. Riddler. Yep. Not much we can do about that right now. There's Ephem. Ephem resolves. Plug in Parlor, that's fine. Okay, so what we can do then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we can't go Ugin. Riddler, Warp, always yield. Draw. Mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cast map. Trigger Tez. Minus Tez. For Vexing Bauble, cast Vexing Bauble. You got a Forest Friend? We're trying to turn off Force and Solitude here if we can help it. Alright, play the Mine, cast Sire's 7 Death. And pass. So now we can block the Quantum Rid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll pass in full, not much we can do here. Actually, they can't cast it because Vexing Bauble. Haha, Vexing Bauble for the win. Such a good card. No attacks. They missed their land drop, that's important. Paying cost, another Orange Chant. Yeah. Power Plant, okay. We have Tron next turn. Paying cost. Prismatic. We'll crack Bauble, draw a card. Ugin. Fails. Okay. Solitude, evoke target sire. That's fine. What did you pitch? Solitude? I mean, yeah, we'll yield all here. Not much to do here. Okay, 2 left in hand. We could use Karn as permission for Ugin. Or Ugin as permission for Karn. Not sure which one would be better here, to be honest. Both are good options, to be fair. But it's also down to 9, which is nice. I mean, we have 2 Ugins. Unless they have a consign main, the Riddler should be down. And opponent lost connection to the game, so we'll pause the recording there and be back once our opponent... Oh, they just returned. That was a quick disconnect. So we'll take 4 down to 23. That should be fine. We'll have how much mana next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12 mana? So yeah, we can cast Ugin and Karn. So Karn as bait for Ugin or Ugin as bait for Karn? We have 2 Ugins, so I feel like we'll use Ugin as bait for Karn, take out Riddler, play Karn, I think is probably correct. We'll return this Ugin since they don't know about it. Though then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, I guess 10, 13. We should have 2 left over for Karn. So yeah, I think that should be fine. End step, crack the map. Grab tower. Do I take the Ugin? No, I think we'll hold the Ugin underneath. Draw. Flash Raker. Flash Raker's appealing too, admittedly. So again, 2. Actually, I guess we can do like this. Flash Raker. Ugin triggers. Ugin always yield. Paying cost. Counterspell. That is fine. Triggers. And triggers, one left in hand. Cast Karn the Great Creator. Triggers. Seven. I can play Walking Ballista. That'd be 2-3. Not enough to win outright. Let's take a look, see what we have here. We could go Liquid Metal Coating, that's kind of a bit meh. We could go Chalice, so that way avoid another Orange Chant. Yeah, that seems appealing, to be honest. Let's go Chalice. Done. Chalice on 1, triggers. No more Orange Chant, please. And pass. And next one we should have lethal. Quantum Rid. This also stops EFEM, so they draw 2. That's fine. Paying cost 4. Prismatic. Yeah, you needed to spend 1 more mana for that, friend. You done did mess up. Opponent just goes, oh yeah. So this is control. Win for game 1. Let's run it back. So we're going to be on the draw. Let's cut the Chalice. Let's cut... We didn't see Snapcast, but doesn't mean they're not playing it. This does seem more the Riddler version, so I think we're good to cut Soul Guide. Keep Pith Needle for Teferi. Flute is also nice. And then probably Cityscape Leveler. Leveler seems appealing here, because it is very hard for them to deal with effectively short of a Solitude. Alright, alright. Yeah, as much as I do like TKS, I am starting to think that Fleshraker might be the answer to my question of what do we do about Damp Sphere and Blood Moon, rather than playing Talisman specifically for Might. I think it might just fit better overall, as much as I do like my TKS. Huh. Yeah, I mean, we keep this. We have 8 hits off top. Reveal, Gemstone, Exile, Pass, Trigger. Second map. We could go second map, we could play Fleshrake. Man, that's kind of tricksy. I mean, like the idea of a turn 1 Fleshrake. Short of a Consign or Solitude, they don't have much. And I'll go Fleshrake. Draw. Ugin's Lab, Imprint Dust. Cast Fleshrake. And pass. Scouting Tarn, fetch 19. Meticulous Archive, Surveil. And pass. Draw. Ooh, hello tower. Map triggers. You want to counter the map? There are definitely better things to counter, but let's see. There's the counter spell. We'll yield all then. And always yield. Go to combat. Swing for 2. We do need to draw into some action here, though. Fetch Flooded Strand. Are we going to see a Warped Riddler EFEM'd? Down to 13. They do need to be worried about their life total. 3. Prismatic Ending resolves. And pass and draw. Flute. Play tower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're short 2 on dust, so we'll probably just hold it underneath. Hold flute. Paying cost for Riddler. In response, I'm going to cast Disruptor Flute. I'm going to name Ephemerate. And hold. Triggers. You're not keeping a 4/6 body on board. I think that'd be a death sentence for me right now. Draw. Karn. KGC? Does KGC resolve? Paying cost for Tune. Yield all. Looks like I can sign if I had to guess. And Tune, looking for Force then. KGC resolves, minus KGC, yes. I am going to grab Liquid Metal Coating. We could go Map, actually. Map is tempting. Ooh. Yeah, I will grab Map. I will cast Map because then we have free reign to pretty much play whatever we want next turn. Paying cost. Isochron Scepter. You son of a... Well, actually, you can't activate Isochron under Karn. Never mind. We're fine. You have to deal with Karn first. End step. Crack Map. We need mine. Thank God for Karn. Draw. No, no, no. No Isochron Scepter for you. No. Let's start by casting Ugin. 2, 4, 5, 8. Ugin. Does Ugin resolve? Yield all. Ugin resolves. I'm gonna minus Karn here. Yes. I am going to grab Extinguisher Battleship? No. I don't want to proceed here. We could go Chalice for 1. We also could go another Flute. The thing is, anything sticking on board doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to, well, stick on board. Not with a Wrath. But if they Wrath a Flute, then Scepter's gone as well. So in that case, it might just be good to grab Flute and hold. Yeah, let's do that. We'll grab Flute and hold, I think. Because this way... No, I guess, yeah, they could Solitude. No, they only have 2. So what's the right move here? We could go Battleship. Animate it next turn. The biggest thing is I just don't want to get Scepter locked. So I'm trying to find the best way to avoid that. So I think we grab a Flute. And just have a Flute in hand, just in case. Draw a card, another Karn. I will hold. Paying cost. Consult. Consult resolves. Yeah, I think holding Flute's probably the easiest way to ensure that we don't get Scepter locked. And Pwn scoops it up. Alright, good stuff. Alright, we'll be back for match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. 8 hits off the top. An additional 8 off of Soul Lands. Yeah, we'll take it. A bit risky, mind you, but we have enough hits where I feel comfortable. Will that be Mine, Tower, Temple, or Lab? Opponent says hi. Hello, opponent. Alright. Power plant, map, pass, and pass. There is some world of playing Chalice for 0 may have been right there. Again, open deck list. If I saw this was like Affinity or Neo Brand, for example, that Chalice on 0 would have been clutch. Looks like it is Temple Bauble. Okay, so it might be an exact mirror. Soul Guide's a bit rough. Soul Guide for the redraw will pass and pass. Yeah, it does look like it is the mirror. We did whiff, unfortunately. If they play Fleshraker here, that would be a bit rough. But since they're playing Bauble, they're probably on Tezzeret. But they might be on Tezzeret and Fleshraker. Draw. Oh, you gotta be joking me. Redraw. Draw a card. Jeez, man. I mean, that's just variance for you. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, and we are losing here today, friends. Tower. This could be the traditional list with TKS plus Fleshraker and one of Bauble. We'll take 2 of the 18. They could be holding up a K command. Draw. Dude. I mean, at this point, let's go to end step. I'm assuming they have a K command. Let's see it. We'll pitch the Chalice on end step otherwise. There it is. And triggers, dismember, take 4, 5, or just take 4. We won't take the additional 3. So we mitigate, basically we spent 1 damage, 1 mana to get rid of Fleshrake, which I think is well worth it, but the fact that over 3 draws, actually 4 draws, we've seen 0 lands is backbreaking. Because like I said, any of our Tron lands, any of our Soul lands would have been perfect. Alright, there's mine. And what you got, Karn? I'm just going to concede. That's a concession, friend. Sometimes play the odds, and sometimes the odds play you. Let's drop the gemstone. We can probably drop the Bauble. Let's see. Chalice is still semi-relevant. Soul Guide is not. Needle is. Bauble's semi-relevant. You definitely want Flute. Trying to think of what else, though. My initial thought is to bring in Leveler to deal with Karn, potentially. Yeah. That would be my thought. Could also bring in Stonebrain. The alternative is that we keep, let's say, Soul Guide just as a cantrip. Yeah, the Chalice isn't doing too much, so I guess using the Soul Guide as a cantrip's not a bad idea. Let's run it back. On the play for game 2. That's a mulligan. This I can keep. Pitch, mine, done, reveal. Looking for tower. No tower, but find Fleshrake map. Really tempted to just grab the Fleshrake, to be completely honest, so we can get a body on board early. That might be right. We'll go Fleshrake. We're gonna Ugin's Lab, Imprint Devourer, play Mindstone, cast Soul Guide Lantern. Again, we can just use the Lantern as a cantrip. I guess we could have actually held Lantern as a mana neutral spell. Then cracked it next turn. Mindstone. And map. Draw. Let's first crack the Soul Guide. Draw. play. Flesh Raker, pass. Pass. You need to draw into something here, though. Karn would be good. Another Flesh Raker. K command. Map. Map would be good. Is that a TKS? Looks like a TKS. So this looks like a more traditional list. So we'll eat the Ugin. Alright. Downside of cracking that Soul Guide, I suppose. Another map. Draw. We'll play the power plant since they know about it. We could crack the Mind Stone, but we have 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 mana. If I crack, what can we play? Tezzeret. Draw a card. Needle. Needle map. Triggers. Triggers. ETB Expedition map. And pass. No attacks. And we'll hold on the off chance it's relevant. Mine. Glad we targeted the map. Attack for 4. That is a bit risky, all things considered, but they have a K command. I'm in a pretty unfortunate position. 2, 4, 5, K command, 6. Looks like a K command if I had to guess. Don't think there's anything else for 6 mana that they'd be casting here. Yep, there it is. K command, X4, make 4 spawns. They're trying to cast the Ugin. Oof. What else you got? One last card, nothing. Draw power plant. We are short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll bring back Devourer on end step. So we can play Devourer if we draw into another 7 mana value spell. There's power plant, returns 4, 7, leaves back 1 in TKS. Let's put a pause on end step at this point. Not much for me to do. Yep. Ugin draws a card. And TKS attacks. End step, return Devourer. Draw. Mind Stone. No such luck. Ugin's Lab. Imprint Devourer. I suppose I'll cast Mind Stone, crack the Mind Stone, draw Flute. Cast Flute, name Ugin, Eye of the Storms. And pass. And pass. Four, 5, 6, 7. Sire 7 deaths. That would be the worst case scenario by and large. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or is it a K command X? Yep, K command X5. Ramp Scry draw. And that's equally pretty bad for me. I do not foresee winning this match, unfortunately. Our draws have just been a little bit subpar, to be honest. 1 top 4 bottom, that's promising at least. Attack with TKS down to 8. I do need a body on board soon, though. 2. Warping Whale, that is rude. But it is smart, because it keeps me off a 7. Draw. Case and point. Not that actually you could play it, because Ugin is currently underneath Flute. It is symmetrical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might return Devourer to hand in case we draw into Temple, Lab, or Tower. Take 4 down to 4. We'll pause on end step. They have 3 cards in hand and plenty of mana to cast things. 2, 3, 4. Is it Karn? It is Karn. I think I lose. I'll concede. Yep. Unfortunate. Variance got the better of me. That said, we'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. That is a hand. I sure have plenty of mana. Criminy. We'll pass. Just need to draw into action now. Thankfully, I have a redraw with the Mind Stone. One of the many reasons why I like Mind Stone, but they're going to Thoughtseize me and then look at my hand and go, what the hell? Uh-huh. Yep, take the Mind Stone. Draw. Oh, you gotta be joking me. How in the fresh hell? Alright. Can I top deck something of value, please? Karn, Sire, Devourer, Ugin. We can cast everything in our deck. Hell, I'll take another Mind Stone for a redraw. Witch Blessed. Might be Blink. So I'm thinking Felia. Draw, Devourer. I think we hold Devourer. It will suck if it gets Thoughtseize, but I think it's right because the Felia that's about to drop. Yep, there's Felia. This way we can exile Felia or exile Overlord of Baelmerk if they do flicker it. Combat, no Overlord. Do they have main deck Consign? That's a good question. Draw. Dismember. I will play the tower. Devour. Yield all. And hold Dismember. Fetch Polluted Delta down to 11. Surveil. Yeah, K command here would be amazing. I think a K command here would just be game ending, to be honest. Hell, even a Karn. Yeah, pretty much we can draw into anything. I think just it more or less gives us the game. Tezzeret, maybe not as much, but it can give us a redraw at the very least. We'll hold Dismember. Tapped. Really? What the fresh hell do you have in hand? Draw. Another Devourer that will just hold. Play another tower. Attack. Down to 5. Lethal is on board. What in the hell is in your hand, opponent? Black, white for Emperor Bones. Okay. Bones target. Don't... People, you need to stop eating my artifacts. I can grab it back with Karn. Devourer. Yield all. Combat. Solitude. Evoke targets. Ephem. Dismember. Ephem down. Solitude resolves. Cast Tezzeret. Minus Tezzeret. There was an idea there, I guess, to grab the Vexing Bauble a bit earlier, admittedly. Tezzeret trigger, play tower, pass. And I guess Tezzeret grabbing Bauble to just force the same thing to happen just a bit earlier, more or less. 3. Teferi. Teferi bounce what? Devourer? Which means they don't have something in hand to deal with it, or to block even. Draw. Dust. We'll hold Dust. Devourer. Yield all. We'll hold. No reason to crack Bauble. Down to 4. Sewer, Surveil. 2 in hand remaining. About to be 3. Felia to Yard. There he is. Felia's probably... I mean, Felia's is enough. And Bone scoops it up. Why would you dump the Felia when you could have blocked it at instant speed? Weird. Alright, let's go sideboard. So we want to keep the Vexing Bauble, Needle Soul Guide. We could dump the Chalice. Bring in Flute is an option. Flute's an option, so is Ballista, though. Vexing Bubble's a definite. Soul Guide's a maybe. I don't think they're playing Ketra, so I think Soul Guide's fine. Normally I'd cut Needle here, but since we saw Teferi, that is something to consider. Yeah, I think we run it back like this. Well, that's a mulligan. Mulligan. We can keep this. Dump Allah's Dust, reveal Devourer. Pass in full. Trigger. K command. Lab. Imprint. Mindstone. Pass. Hold Dismember. Fetch 19. Gala Shrine 17. Frog. It can become... Actually, I'm going to do something fun here. How much do you value that frog opponent? I want to know. Apparently not enough. Either that, they passed their turn entirely. We could K command here. There's a genuine consideration of doing so because of Consign to Memory. They might be playing Raft the Skies as well, so maybe we hold it. I think I just fired off. Three, 5, 6, 7. That way I can play the Devourer next turn. There's Tezzeret Karn, both pretty solid to be honest. I want to insulate myself from a Thoughtseize, so I'm thinking we go Karn before Tez or Tez before Karn. Let's do Tez before Karn and draw the power plant. And then pass. So now we're insulated from Thoughtseize. We'll hold. Overlord the Baelmerk resolves. We're going to be going for Overlord then. Picks up what? Felia? It could still have Consign. Yeah, Consign is an option here. Picks up Flickerwisp. We'll hold. Triggers, always yield. And draw. We could go Tez. No, Tez doesn't really do much. Return Devour to hand. Play Power Plant. Let's see if you have Consign. Yield all. There's the Consign. Yep, yield all. I get the body. That's okay. And pass. So you'll Flickerwisp the Overlord. Leave up Marsh Flats. Overlord the Baelmerk. End step. And probably pick up what? Felia, Witch Enchanter? Could be Frog, I guess. Picks up Riddler. Didn't even see the Riddler in there. Draw. Karn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the needle. We could go needle. We have Karn. Interesting thoughts here. Karn for 1 doesn't do too much. Tezzeret's kind of okay. I'm tempted to play the Tezzeret, but what do I grab the Tezzeret? I guess the Vexing Bauble. Yeah, let's do that. Tezzeret. Minus Tezzeret. Vexing Bauble. Vexing Bauble. There's a thought as well to go for map. I think the Bauble might be right here. Surveil. Triggers. Pass. Small holes. They can't attack the Overlord. I guess they can still do so, admittedly. Land. CC's Karn. There's Riddler. The biggest thing to remember about Tezzeret isn't meant to win games. It's meant to slow down opponents' game plans. And in some rare occasions, it can definitely win games. But Tezzeret isn't supposed to be quote-unquote impressive. It's supposed to be a toolbox card in the same way that Urza's Saga is. Draw. Sire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Actually, no, they can't do that. So, pass. Combat 6. Down to 8. Now they have to pay for the ward. They'll be down to 1, which is pretty relevant. They need a hard cast Solitude, which is the benefit of grabbing the Bauble. We had 7 Eldrazi, hence why I felt comfortable not going for map. Are we going Solitude? We are. Ward trigger? Are you going to consign the ward trigger? Nope, down to 1. Alright. See, the benefit of the Tezzeret and the Bauble there is the fact that they couldn't just evoke the Solitude. They're not really getting too much here off of Overlord. We can attack next turn. Picks up Frog. They're down to 1. They'll block with Solitude, most likely. Fleshraker. I'm going to crack the Mind Stone here. Crack Mind Stone, draw a card. Perfect. This is the game unless they have consign. Fleshrake. Triggers. Yield all. And we got there. Alright. Solid stuff. We'll be back for match 4. Alright, we're back for match 4 on the draw for game 1. We have 8 hits off top, plus an additional 7. So we only have 15 hits here. They're going to Thoughtseize me. If they do, they're probably going to take the K command, Looting. Looting scares me a bit. Could be Graveyard Shenanigans. Yeah, that hard Oculus looks like Graveyard Shenanigans to me. Mine. Alright, I mean, we now have Tron on 3. Let's go for it. You might just be able to ignore what they're doing. Do you persist? Unearth? Persist. Okay. Always yield. Not much we can do about that. We can actually K-command the Manifest creature. There is some thought to doing so. Reduce the amount of incoming damage. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I think I will. Yeah. Let's scry, draw, exile, and done. Another mine, we'll pass. And pass. Next one we'll probably play Ugin. The Bloodstained Mire, unfortunate. Was hoping for something a bit more valuable. So it is Reanimator. Even if they play an Archon right now, we're in a decent position with Ugin. We'll just pitch either Temple or Mine. They shouldn't have much in the way of counter magic shy of a Spell Pierce. And they don't have blue currently. Thoughtseize, you're not going to like what you see, friend. I think you need to take an Ugin. I think taking anything but Ugin's a mistake. Yeah. Bloodstained Mire, passing. Trigger, manifest. What can I do here? Unearth the Yard. Swamp. We could play Ugin. We could play Karn. Karn for what, though? No, I think we play... Well, there is also a thought. I do like the thought of double casting with Ugin here, so I think I want to Sire. Yes, let's play Sire. We'll pass. Yeah, I like the idea of double casting next turn. Because now if they Archon me, we can play both Ugin and Karn. Sewers. Theater to Yard. Pass. Do you have a... Or do you play Faithless Looting? No attacks. Paying cost for what? Looting? Yep. Yeah, being able to double cast this turn and also play around Pierce will be good. There's Archon the Yard. If you shock that in... Okay, you don't. Cool, we're good. We're in the clear. They don't play Force, so we should just be good to play all. 2, 3. Ugin. Ugin Exile. Always yield. Resolves. 0. Cast Karn. Trigger. Yield to all. Karn minus. Yes. How does Grafdigger's Cage read again? Players can't cast spells from graveyards. Creatures in graveyards and libraries can't enter. I'm trying to remember if they have anything that can destroy artifacts in their deck. Let's take a peek. Reanimator. Anything that can destroy artifacts. Nope. I guess Emperor Bones. Yeah, Emperor Bones does beat Cage, so probably better just go with Tormod's Crypt then. We'll go Crypt. Triggers. Yield all. And Punt Scoops it up. Alright, sounds good. Solid win there. And pass. Pass. Go to sideboard. Vaccine Bauble shouldn't be an issue. They don't play any free spells, so Bauble out. Soul Guide stays. Vaccine Bauble stays. Chalice out. Grafdigger in. Yeah, I think Flute in here makes sense, and then run it back. All right. One will be on the play, I'd imagine. Turtle, are you just gonna swim into that one corner the entire night? I mean, the answer is yes. The turtle doesn't exactly have much else to do. It is a turtle, after all. A very, very weird turtle. That match went, or that game went by pretty quick. Jesus. Actually, all my matches have been going by pretty quick. This is the 4th match. We already have like 50 minutes of recording. Gonna be a short video tonight. For those who don't know, the turtle's name is Lucky. The reason why Lucky has that name is because I actually caught Lucky, wild caught. We were fishing, or rather, I was fishing the last day of a camping trip, and I saw a black shadow go towards my hook, and it was a snapping turtle. The snapping turtle was smart, grabbed the hook with its claws, not with its mouth. We put the snapping turtle back in, went fishing again, same thing, thinking snapping turtle. Nope, it's instead Lucky, a painted turtle. And Lucky was not so smart, instead actually biting onto the hook. So me being a child, I was like, we can't leave the turtle alone, it's going to die. My parents were not all too thrilled with that idea, and so they thought, well, let's just bring the turtle to the... Ooh, this hand's interesting. Now it's a turn 3 Tron. Or we go Graph Diggers on one. Ooh. Ooh. And a Karn on 2? That's really appealing. That's really appealing. Graph Diggers on 1, Karn on 2. They would need a Spell Pierce or Consign. Oh. That one's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the cage, I think. Let me draw. But yeah, so TLDR, went to the ranger, and the ranger's like, yeah, that's fine. You guys can bring the turtle home. My parents were dumbfounded. They did not expect that response, to say the least. And so, yeah, that's how I got myself a turtle. And me being a child's like, well, the turtle's lucky because it didn't die when it bit through the hook, so we'll name it Lucky. And there we go. That's the origin of Lucky the turtle. I was kind of hoping you didn't have a frog, to be honest. I think I play Karn here. Karn resolves. I mean, if you plus, they have to pitch their entire hand. But I kind of want a minus here for something else. Me thinking I'm going to grab the map that we put into exile. You could also go for bridge, admittedly. Bridge would be nice, but I think I go map. So that way I can start casting our big dudes. There's the map, and we'll pass. Alright, so they'll have to pitch 2 cards the frog, which I'm sure they're fine doing. We'll pass. Persist. Persist. So they don't have any answers to the cage, it seems like. And frog draw. Do you have a land? You do. It's Blood Crypt. 2. Emperor Bones. Emperor Bones does get around cage. So I will play map. Does map resolve? Map resolves. Play power plant now and hold up K command. Pain cost. Thought Scour. There's an Archon. Their shields are down. I'm gonna exile right now. We're gonna exile Psychic Frog. Actually, it might be better to, as much as I want Frog gone, I think it's better to exile the Bones in case they have another card to pitch. So Bones, Archon, Looting, because we have enough. And done. Yeah, I think that's the right line. We'll pass. And I don't play Force. So, Marie should be in the clear. And pass. Attack with Frog. Down to 17. Next turn we'll have Tron. We don't really have much to play unless we draw into it. We draw power plant. Yeah, there isn't too much to do here, I suppose. I kind of want to keep Devourer up on the off chance. I don't want to do this. I can crack map, grab tower, hold up the Devourer, hold up the Mind Stone, maybe? Maybe. We also could just hold the map. Yeah. I mean, if we're not going to go for Tron, it's probably just good to hold map. Still tempted to crack the Mind Stone, though. 3 cards in hand. What would be hoping from the Mind Stone? Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Let's crack the Mind Stone, draw a card. Okay, yep, that is what I wanted to see. We'll play the Power Plant and hold. Blue to Delta, fetch 16. Surveil. We could attempt to exile here, but I think taking 4 is okay, question mark. Pitch is a Thoughtseize. Okay. If I K command X2, let's K command X2, scry draw exile. Let's see if you have a consign. Pass. Consign or Spell Pierce? There's Consign, okay. 1 card left in hand, draws a card. Draw. Alright, return Devourer to hand. Play Tower. Cast Devourer, yield all. You have another Consign. Paying cost for Consign. Yep, yield all. Not too much we could do there, unfortunately. We tried to tease out the consigns, but unfortunately they just had enough. Alright, we will pass. We're not dead, but we definitely need something here. We're gonna have 3 cards. We've eaten through 2 consigns. Down to 5. Draws a card. On end step, we'll crack the map. Thoughtseize whiffs. Great bait mate. End step. Crack. For another tower. Alright, give me Devourer. Give me Ugin would be good. Ooh. Does this give me a turn? Down to 3. I don't think it does because they pitched to 8. No, it doesn't. Unless they mess up. Well, we'll see here. We might be able to squeeze out 1 more turn if we're lucky. Play a land. Do it. Do it. Do it. Casting Emperor Bones. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Emperor Bones targets Devourer. Yes. Do you attempt to adapt? You do, which means there's 2 6/6s, so I got nothing. Concede. Oof. I feel like that was a pretty good hand too. We just didn't really find much in the way of action until the latter half of the match. Cut the gemstone, bring in Chalice, and run it back. On the play for 3. I will keep 4 hits for Tron. Maybe not actually, because it's only 4 hits, right? 4 hits for Tron, and that's it. 8 if we want to account for Tron on 4, but that's kind of meh. This matchup, I'll say Chalice for 1 is okay. So I'm thinking we mulligan here. That's not much better. So no dice. We'll mulligan a second time. Like maybe the first hand was okay because we could Chalice for 1. But okay, this is much better. Keep. Drop Temple, drop Lab. Done. Power Plant, map, pass. Okay. Hopefully I don't Thoughtseize on 1, because I want this Graph Digger's the stick. The only thing is that I probably need to cast this Graph Diggers next turn. It's possible that playing the Graph Diggers would have been better on turn 1. Do you have the Thoughtseize after all? You do. Takes the Graph Diggers. Give and take there. I think the map is probably more impactful overall because they're forced to grab the Graph Diggers. We hold Dismember. The second map's not doing much, but we'll keep it in hand. We have Tron. They know about Dismember. Pause on end step. Crack the map. Grab mine. Draw. Play mine. Play map. And hold. Fetch Bloodstained Mire, Surveil. Thought Scour, yield all. Then Surveil. Unearth the Yard and hold. Black, black, Emperor Bones. We could just dismember the Emperor Bones right now, though I'm not sure if that's entirely necessary, especially with people. Stop exiling my artifacts. I can always grab them back if necessary. At least I didn't grab the cage, I guess, but still. You need to stop. Map. For tower. Draw. Well, I suppose I'll play the tower. Yield all. Do you have consign? Yield all. Let's see the consign, the memory. Surveil. Okay. No consign. Body hits board. We'll pass, hold, dismember. Oh, Archon the Yard? Oof. That was like the worst case scenario. Thought Scour. Persist the Yard. Thank God to see that. Do you not have a persist? You do not. We need a K command here. That's not a K command. Go to combat. Honestly, there's no reason for me to play the labs right now. Better for me to just feign that I have something. Unearth cycle. They're desperately looking for this persist. Land. Frog. How much do you value that frog, opponent? Actually, no, I think we can hold it. I have an idea. Because right now they can pump it to 6. Yeah. Draw. Seriously? We'll play the power plant, hold the 2 labs still. Combat. Swing. If you want to fetch with that scouting turn, you have to block. No block. Scouting turn is offline. Hold dismember. Draw. Combat. Attack. Attempt to dismember the frog. You have to pitch your entire hand to draw one. Will you? No, you will not. Okay. Because I just need to keep you off of Persist. Unearth, that's fine, but now you have to block with it. Oh, I have another one. Okay. Draw. Mind Stone. Cast Mind Stone. Redraw. Mind Stone. Redraw. Go to combat. One frog down. Play Ugin's Lab. No imprint. Devourer. Yield to all. That button, such a huge thing to add. Consign, you'll consign the trigger, not the body. Yep, makes sense. We'll pass. And pass. You can float the frog. Did you find the persist? You did. Sack the tapped one and pitch the lab. Yeah, that consign was really good. 2. Emperor. So they can attack with frog here. We need Devourer, K command, something here. Draw. K command will do. So we could do a few things here. We can K command for X equals 2, 8, 10, 11. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a situation where he whiff. So, because we have 2 more Devourers, 3 Ugins. Karn, I guess I can go bridge. Yeah, X equals 11. That's right. You can do that now because you gained life, son of a. Shock, down to 1. Consign. Spell. I didn't think about it. I completely forgot that they had gained life at Archon. That's on me. 1000% on me, just missing that. Attack with Devourer. If I had just held that. If I had just held that, we'd have been okay. Damn. Emperor Bones targets Archon 6 plus 6, 12 lethal, yeah. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Like I said, I was like, okay, they have the Scouting Tarn up. That's the only thing that they can fetch. They're at 1. Nope, I forgot they're at 3. I need to do a better job at double checking things like life totals in that situation. That is 1000% a misplay. Because, yeah, if we had drawn even 9 there, we should have had enough. Without a doubt, should have had enough. Alright. Well, that's on me. Lessons learned. Sometimes win some, sometimes lose some, sometimes make stupid mistakes like that. And the lesson there is to verify the game state. You want to always verify the game state. So in my mind, they're still playing with 1 life. If they fetch, they lost. So I'm like, oh, they have a fetch. They don't win. Whereas if I had just taken the moment to look at the top left corner of the screen to see, at that point, I think 4 life, then I went, ooh, they could have Spell Pierce. No, I think it's correct to play around both Spell Pierce and Consign. I think that the difference between X equals 9 and X equals 11 is pretty negligible because we get to ramp 9, scry draw, or scry 9, draw 1. So I think it's pretty negligible to just keep 2 untapped. It narrows the number of available lines. So no, we 1000% screwed up there. Oh well, that's on me. And a good lesson to be reminded of. Even in paper, you should probably verify life totals in those type of situations more often. Something that I probably should do, I think announcing it more often is a good reminder. But yeah, the fact that I just didn't take the moment to look was a mistake on my part. All right, we'll be back for match 5. All right, we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. That's a mulligan. That is, that one's okay. 8 hits off top. We'll keep Pitch Swamp and done. At worst, we have K Command X1 on 2. So I feel pretty okay with this. Wooded Foothills, Fetch 19. Overgrown Tomb, Shock, Overgrown Tomb. Blighted Halfling, we're going to Bolt the Bird. Temple, K Command, Scry Draw, Exile, and Bolt the Bird. Ugin top draw. Pass, and pass. I'd love to see Power Plant or Tower off top. Again, another 8 hits. Otherwise, we play Temple Mindstone, hold up for map. Because that'll be 5 mana, but 7 Eldrazi. Alright, fetch down to 16. Holding, that's weird. K command, solid though. Ping cost Beseiju. I'll float. Do I float there? I mean, it's a K command X1. We could just crack map. I'm gonna say no. Go yes. Swamp. Temple. Mindstone. Hold K command X1. And map. And hold. A bit rude there, opponent, not gonna lie, but then again, I did get rid of your mana dork. Looks like could be whatchamacallit, Yawg. Makes a insect, another Beseiju to Yard, thank God for that. Pause on end step. We're gonna go for a temple here. There's temple, draw, Karn. Karn is interesting here, actually, because you could Pithy Needle, name Grist. I think that is first play here. Grist the Hunger Tide. And I think I actually just hold up the K command then. Yeah. K command X4 is solid into Yawg here. To Springheart Nantuko. Not bestowed, okay. Ghost Quarter. Well, that's just rude. Triggers. Makes an insect. Ghost Quarter. So this is probably Ice Till. Yeah. So my guess is that they're playing Ice Till, Ghost Quarter loop. So we're going to float then. Yes. Thankfully, I have a second basic. Attempt the phase change, but before we do I care about the Nantuko? I don't think I do. I'm going to ramp Scry Draw. Because then we're going to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, done. Let's see here. I'm gonna say we would like a land. There's map, but maybe not that land. Bottom, bottom, top, 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 and draw. And pass. Take one, down the 19. Yep. And draw. So let's do 1, 2, 3. Ugin exile. Always yield. 0. Always yield. Karn, exile, and insect. Always yield. I suppose we could go Tormod's Crypt, get the Ghost Quarter out. Yeah, that seems appealing, to be honest. I'm thinking that might be right. Then we hold K command to get rid of Ice Still. Exile the token and hold K command. So now even if they play Ice Till, we can K command it, exile Ghost Quarter. We're in a solid position. I mean, K command basically is just a 2-mana exile draw card. Draw a card? Okay. Dryad Arbor? Yeah, that's fine. Go to end step. No, we don't need to do that. We're gonna play the Sire. So in that case, let's see. Let's draw a card of Ugin first. Draw a card. We can exile the Dryad Arbor, another Ugin. Play map. Exile Dryad Arbor. Let's minus Karn. Yes. For Trinisphere or for Liquid Metal? We'll go Liquid Metal. And let's crack the map first. Grab a power plant, play the power plant, play Liquid Metal. Liquid Metal, target Grist, Grist down, and just opponent will scoop it up from there. Yeah, so this is probably like some Ice Till Ghost Quarter pile would be my guess. So Bauble's a no. Soul Guide's a yes. Needle's a yes. Chalice a no. Flute is yes. And then what else? Grafdiggers doesn't do a lot here. We could bring in a 7-mana value plus, but maybe going Walking Ballista is enough. Yeah, let's do that. Run it back. On the draw for game 2. Yeah, the Dismember helps out with the Ice Till. Going Temple is good here. I will keep. I will pass. So I'm gonna guess like what, 4 Ghost Quarters, something like that. Maybe even some field effects, Besajus. Maybe. The Springer and Tucos confuse me a bit, not gonna lie. Black Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize will probably take the K command would be my guess. I think that is correct. Takes the Karn. Interesting. Draw. Needle. Well, I'm just going to do this now. Needle. named Ghost Quarter. You're not gonna do Ice Till shenanigans. We didn't even see it, but I know for a freaking fact you you have it in hand. Or not in hand, rather. Alright. And we pass. Green, halfling. We'll get rid of halfling. Draw. Ooh. Tower's nice. K command. I'm gonna ramp exile here. Get rid of halfling. Hold up dismember. And hold. Fetch Misty. 3 cards in hand. Surveil. Hold it on top. We'll hold Rumble. Rumble sees Grist. Rumble Beseiju. Do you grab Grist or Beseiju? Grabs Beseiju. Plays Beseiju. Hold. Draw. Second dismember. We'll play the tower in case we draw into the mine. Would have been nice to play the swamp, admittedly, but I think the dismember is probably better for the Ice Till. Hold. And here comes Ice Till. Play, trigger. And on the trigger, we dismember. Yeah, they're gonna still be able to fetch, but that's fine. And yield to all. Yep. And we'll yield to all again. Ice Till down. Perfect. The deck looks interesting, I'll give him that. Draw. Ballista. I will play Ballista. Next 2 and pass. Alright. And hold. Imagine maybe like self-mill into Grist is the goal. Or just, I'll say, Ghost Quartering out. Draw. Lab. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Sire. Go to combat. Swing for 2. 3 endurance. Endurance goes to block. Target self. Huh. Wasn't expecting endurance. That one's interesting. Like, on one hand, you want cards in yard for Ice Till, right? I mean, I'll ping you 2. I guess maybe we could have... No, even if we were to have held up mana with Ballista, I guess we could have attacked first and then dismembered. Yeah, but I think the Sire's probably correct. Yep, we won't belabor the point. Ping. And ping. And pass. And pass. Alright, what can you do about the Sire? That's the question of the day. Do you have a Grist? Grist would get there. You have to sacrifice the Endurance, of course, down to 11. Arbor, okay. Grist. There's the Grist. Sacrifice the Arbor. Nope, not a Grist. Yawgmoth? What the hell is this? GSC for 3. Okay, for Grist. Yeah, there it is. A lot of resources to do this, but it does work. Admittedly. Pay ward down to 4. We'll take 3 down to 13. And draw. Devourer will 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 not do it. Damn. I will hold Dismember then. Might just end up dismembering this Endurance, admittedly. Yawgmoth. Oh, interesting. It's still playing Yawg. Speaking of Yawg. And beginning of combat, I'm going to dismember you now. Pass. I need a land. A land is what I need. Yawg 3, sack. Yawg down to 8. Give me a land. That's not a land. That is a Tezzeret. I will play Tezzeret. Trying to think here what I can do. Cast Tezzeret. Minus Tezzeret. Grab Expedition Map. Play Expedition Map. Trigger Tezzeret. Do you let Tezzeret main on board is the question, friend, or am I down to 5? Going for my life total might be correct here, admittedly. 4, Ice Till. 5? For 5. What is this? GSC? GSC for 4. For Yawg? Ice Till. Ice Till's fine. With Needle on Ghost Quarter, I'm not as perturbed by that. Grist plus. You definitely will have to get rid of Grist with Devourer. 3 at me or 3 at Tez? 'Tis the question of the day. 3 at me. Okay. Draw. Oh. Well, that works. Let's crack the map. And we will grab the mine, play the mine, cast Dust. And we pass. Fetch the 2. Meaning that if I find Karn, we do win off Ballista. Alright, we draw. Tower. I'm kind of tempted not to play a land, or play Devourer, to be honest. I think it's still correct to do so. Devourer. Pass. And pass. We can't use Tez right now. It can untap target artifact, but we can't search right now. Fleshraker. Cast Fleshrake. Attack with Devourer. We'll untap Devourer on second main. Yawgmoth triggers. And untap. Actually, we'll clear and pass. And pass. So one colorless creature wins us the game. Draw. That's not a creature. I will attack with Devourer. No reason to play the tower, admittedly. I guess we didn't need to play it last turn either. Should have held. Yeah, if Tez was a +1 instead of a 0, oh my god, that'd be amazing. The card would be so much more busted than it already is. Attack. Block, half lane. Tezzeret 0, untap, pass. The fact that it can give creatures pseudo-vigilance is actually very relevant, though. Again, the Flesh Raker is one colorless creature away from winning us the game. Or a Cake Man for that matter. Or Karn. Other Tezzeret. Actually, oh. There we go. We'll claim it that way. Opponent will scoop it up. Alright. So, all things considered, the deck functioned very well. So I'm going to say this is a Yawgmoth deck. Okay. So at the end of it all, 3-2 at the end of 5. I will say it's an honorary 4-1 had we as a pilot not failed the deck. Had I just remembered to verify the game state and note that my opponent no longer had 1 life, then we would have been able to K command X9, go digging, and that should, keywords, have more or less guaranteed us the win. I don't foresee them having a way out at that point. But the fact that we didn't cost us the game in Game 3 against Reanimator, so while we did lose it officially, had I played correctly, we should have won. But it is what it is. As always, lessons learned. The lesson learned there is verify the game state. No matter what you think the game state is, take a moment, breathe, verify. And maybe just like a better way to summarize it, slow down. Sometimes it's okay to slow down and, make sure that you have all the information before casting a spell. Because, yeah, had we played the Cake command, X9, Scrydrad, found Ugin, found Karn, it didn't really matter at that point. We were in a good position. But it is what it is. Otherwise, our only other loss was to Eldrazi Tron, which came down to variance. More than anything, we 2-0'd against Control, 2-0'd against Blink, and then against Yawgmoth as well, even into this Icetail Ghost Quarter list, which was a little bit scary, but Pith Needle was definitely the MVP here of Game 2. But that being said, that there will be the end of today's YouTube video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see the lines that I missed and mistakes that I made, or any general feedback, be much appreciated. For as much that I hope you all learn from me in both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you did get to this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider subscribing as we get closer and closer to next goal of actually, we don't have a goal of 1,000 subscribers. We already crossed that as we continue to grow this channel. If you do want to catch these videos live, you can do so over my Twitch, where we're live Mondays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays through Sundays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. Otherwise, you can catch you videos early over on my Patreon. That being said, though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!